This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can find options that fit your budget and potentially lower your bills. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Discover Hydro, the best kept secret in fitness. Hydro is the state-of-the-art at-home rower that engages 86% of your muscles, delivering the ultimate full-body workout in just 20 minutes. From advanced to beginner, Hydro has over 500 classes shot worldwide and taught by Olympians and world-class athletes. For a 30-day risk-free trial, go to hydro.com and use code ROW450 to save $450 on a Hydro Pro rower. That's HYDROW.com, code ROW450.
If there's one thing that my family and friends know me for, it's being an amazing gift giver. I owe it all to Celebrations Passport from 1-800-Flowers.com, my one-stop shopping site that has amazing gifts for every occasion. With Celebrations Passport, I get free shipping on thousands of amazing gifts. And the more gifts I give, the more perks and rewards I earn. To learn more and take your gift giving to the next level, visit 1-800-Flowers.com/ACAST. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/ACAST.
Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, Carly here. This week we were joined by Kimberly from A Date With Dateline to recap Welcome to Plathville. It was a blast. We had a ton of fun talking about this episode, which to me was the peak episode so far this season. So be sure to enjoy the episode, and then if you missed it, go back and check out our recap of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives from Hulu. That dropped in 2 parts, and we covered all 8 episodes of the season. That was a fun binge watch, but you know what? It got us psyched for the new season of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City that starts Wednesday, September 18th. We're going to be recapping all of the season on this feed, so be sure to stay tuned. Those episodes are going to be dropping on Thursdays or Fridays. We're still figuring that out, but that means you'll be getting Welcome to Plathville and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City here every week. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly. And today we are joined by a special guest. We have Kimberly from A Date With Dateline with us.
Yay. Thank you for not calling me KK Kimberly.
Right. Oh.
Yes.
Would never.
Beloved Kimberly.
Yes.
There's not many when we talk about Welcome to Plathville.
I know. I heard and you were like, oh, another Kim. And I was like, oh God, don't even ever compare me.
No.
Yeah. I'm changing my name immediately.
It's the Kimberly cleansing that is happening on the pod.
Maybe let's not say cleansing when we have KK Ken.
Well, not that.
This was such a good episode. This is Welcome to Plathville, Season 6, Episode 10. I love you. I love you.
Very creative.
Is that what it was called?
That was what it was called.
Wow.
I just realized before we started recording, I was like, oh, I get it now. That usually happens to me with the titles, but I guess there was nothing more interesting for them to say about this episode, which is bizarre.
Well, I'm wondering now how Mariah feels like watching the title. She's like, oh, they picked her storyline to do the title.
That's true.
My epic music video.
Yeah, we have a love story overshadowing the heartbreak that she's experiencing coming out of her mysterious relationship that I guess we're never going to get the real details on.
Yeah, I don't care.
To be honest, it's not compelling television. It's not holding up right now. Yeah.
I was listening to you guys and you were like really wanted to know. And I was like, what's wrong with me? I couldn't care less what happened in this. She just keeps having these boring breakups that she acts so mysterious and angsty about, but she's doing the thing that like teens do on like Facebook in the late, 2010s. And they'd be like, I'm so depressed. What's wrong? I don't want to talk about it. That thing. And I can't.
Yeah. The status. Mariah is feeling really depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Remember back in the day?
Mariah? It's private.
vague book.
Yeah, don't ask
statuses,
me anything
yes.
about it because I'm not going to answer in the comments
I'm
here.
not gonna do it.
That is a read because that is exactly what she's doing.
That's what's happening.
I'll leave it to the people on Reddit. I am on the Reddit under a different name, and I see how deep they dive. So they'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
They are coming for the cast members of Welcome to Plathville. I am actually surprised. I feel like the sentiment is pretty split in the Welcome to Plathville subs. Some people really like some of the family, and then other people hate them. And that's so strange coming from being used to Sister Wives, where everyone is pretty much on the same page about who the terrible people are.
Yeah. It's very frustrating. You feel like you're in the Twilight Zone. You're like, am I watching a completely different show? It's shocking. And I think they really believe it. It's not like on Below Deck where someone will come in and defend someone that's horrible and they're just trying to be contrary and like be like different. I think they really think that, and I don't understand it.
Well, that's a really good tie into this episode.
Oh yeah.
Because we saw some of that happen here.
Yeah.
With Veronica.
Oh gosh, yeah. First-hand
Yes.
account on some of that.
Oh, people are terrible about Veronica, by the way. I mean, she was
Yes.
wise to wait to show her face. And then when she did, now people are terrible. It's ridiculous. It's gross.
Yes, we did see the things that people believe about Veronica. And yeah, and we'll get into it a little bit because I know Olivia has also come to her defense online, which I think is rather big of her.
Speaks to her character.
Knowing that she knows what was said about her in this episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you want to give us the episode description?
Yeah. So the TLC description for this one is Olivia and her long distance boyfriend rendezvous in Arizona for a romantic getaway. It's lights, camera, action for the Plaths as they help Mariah shoot a music video for her new album that we're still waiting for. As Veronica gets to know Kim, she quickly learns it's Kim's way or the highway.
Well, there's so many things I want to say about this. First of all, I can't pass on the opportunity to make a drop dead gorgeous joke. So,
Yeah.
lights, cameras, and me without a stitch of makeup on.
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you. Also, I didn't see any lights, and I saw 1.5 cameras.
No.
So I've been on many shoots and sets, and I've been on big ones and very small ones. And the very small ones were exponentially more professional than what was going on in that bar.
This was very student film.
Yeah.
It was film school
No, but
project.
how dare you? I've seen student film sets that were
Yes.
That's what I was
Same.
just going to say. So
Staffers,
Corey and I
and they-
went to the same school. We both went to an art school, and he was a film student. And I was going to say, even they have lights.
Yeah.
in
They have
student
lights.
film productions.
Right. They're not great, but you got them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're trying their best. There's only so many Plaths who can be a part of this to help them out.
A lot of the budget went on the B&B to have not enough bedrooms and beds for everyone who's going to be here. And that was where 99% of the budget went.
I didn't Google, but is the finished product out?
No.
Still
Okay.
not.
Okay. Why wouldn't they time it so that it comes out when the episode comes out?
We've been asking this the whole season because even this song, because she has 3 singles that are up on her Spotify, Devil in a Suit and Tie is not one of those 3.
Oh my God.
So September is, and she talked about that last episode, but there's nothing Devil in a Suit and Tie. So I don't know if she couldn't get the rights to release or.
I don't care if we're just going to hear the chorus of the song over and over again, because at that point, that's the only thing we know about it.
Whoa. Yeah, it's just that.
Was that it?
Did you know? It's had that much of an impression on you so far,
No,
Carly.
you know what's stuck in my head? The intro song from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah,
I cannot stop hearing it.
that is the earworm. Oh.
It's an earworm. It's a banger.
Yes, it is. Have you watched that yet?
No.
Oh, you're gonna have to try it. The first 2 episodes a little slow. After that, you're gonna binge watch it.
Yeah.
But the song is constantly playing, and you will not be able to stop hearing it.
Okay. I'm in. Oh, all in.
All right. Do you want a little rewrite
Oh,
description?
yeah, episode rewrite. Yeah, before we get into the nitty gritty here.
Olivia brands another lover. Kim and Barry make a porno. Veronica bonds with her potential in-laws over some character type things.
Oh, yeah. That was what was happening.
All right, should we start with Olivia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Just get out of that. I can't. I love Olivia, but this was so painful.
It was cringy, wasn't it? Very, very, very cringy.
I thought watching her marriage slowly dissolve over the past 18 years or however long it felt like was painful, but watching her do butterfly kisses was worse.
That was over the top.
Constant.
Yeah. I'm glad that we didn't meet Olivia and Ethan when they were still like very much in love because we would have had to have seen this twice.
Mm-hmm.
So we finally meet Brandon.
Brendan.
Brendan
Carly.
How dare you?
I will never get it right. Also, because I don't care that much. I don't know how long Brendan's going to be hanging around.
Oh.
You don't want to get attached.
Well, at least a year. Aren't they still, isn't it still
They're
a thing?
still a thing, according to
in
Olivia.
real life. Yeah. So I think it's still going to be, well, we'll see if Olivia's still on the show, if there's another season too.
They're now boyfriend and girlfriend, though. So that is like the new development. The relationship is progressing, and we see him, and we have to get reactions on this man because there was something very familiar about him. Yet
for me, what was familiar was I had that same jacket in 8th grade.
Okay. Was it not the Corey Matthews special?
Oh.
It was the Corey Matthews special. And I maybe had a similar haircut. It's like almost a bowl cut, but very choppy. Like the bowl was like a
my cousin had the same cut.
Where he was trying to part it in the middle, but like not a full commit on that. And it was just
I will say that he can grow a beard with facial hair that you can see, unlike Ethan's flesh-toned facial hair.
So one improvement.
Yeah. Point.
Yeah. Something about the jacket too, where I almost expected when he was going to turn around, I thought I was going to see, you remember like those Looney Tunes 90s? Like
with the Tweety bird on the back?
Yeah, like where like the basketball gear and the backwards baseball hats, like that was what I was expecting to see on the back of that, just full bore.
Yes. I feel like that's very up his alley. Like it was thrift store core, and something about him looks familiar yet off.
There's something in the eyes. There's like
they're closer together than I'm expecting based on who he reminds me of that I can't put my finger on.
Okay, is it Luke Wilson? I feel like he's bargain bin Luke Wilson.
Oh, but like bottom of the barrel.
Corey did Luke Wilson recently on the show.
Well, Owen. I see. I'm more in the Owen camp.
He's the other brother.
Oh, you're in the
other one.
Sounded. Yeah, it did sound more like Owen. You're right. Yeah,
he does.
I get them confused. I forget which.
Like someone, and it's very hard to figure out who. But he's also.
I'll go a different direction. Generality of just he looks like the kid who would be the smelly kid in class.
Oh, Corey.
I'm just like, there's just
probably because he had an accident or because his parents don't make him bathe enough.
See, yeah, I think it would just be, well, I think the hair is giving like he did not bathe this morning, clearly. Right. And so then it's like, okay. And then I don't know if the other part, if it's just like, if there's something, the food that they're making, maybe it's the broccoli reference, the
the love of chickens,
like
farm animals.
His clothes are not washed. I feel like what you're going for is his parents are not attentive towards him while he's in school, and they might get a note from the teacher saying he needs to wear clean clothes every day.
Right.
The turtle kid energy, is that what it was?
Turtle kid. Yeah.
Yeah. He does feel like 12 and a half going on 13.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is shocking because she's like 80 going on 25.
But I guess if nothing else, Olivia is consistent in her taste in men, because that is exactly who Ethan was when we first met him.
Underdeveloped, I think, is her taste.
Yes.
Underdeveloped frontal cortex.
A little bit of everything.
Well, she just hit that. So she's 25. He's 27. But he still hasn't gotten there yet. No.
Yeah. Man baby.
Yeah.
She's into the man babies. So she's worried because eventually, not in this episode, he's going to have to meet Lydia Grace. And that's the only person in her family that he's likely to meet since they're estranged.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot hinging on if Lydia's going to like him or not.
Not that friend that she did Pilates with?
No, the one she met on the plane from Central Casting.
Is that over?
From Minnesota. I'm still stuck on Brendan. It's like, because she met him, he was a dog handler at a wedding.
So I need to know more about this dog walking. Is it a lucrative business that he's running, or is he like an unemployed actor who does it like once a week? No shame. I was one for a long time. She seems very driven. And is she flying him to the Bahamas and all these places? Is she paying for everything? This is what my concern is.
Yeah. The way he was describing things that he was thinking about how their days would look and things like that were very, 12-year-old boy of, maybe we'll wake up and watch cartoons and mom and dad can't tell us what to do because we love each other. And we'll hang out and do whatever, and then, say I love you and go to sleep. There you go.
Do it all over again in the morning.
Do it all over again.
Is he a dog walker, or was he just walking a dog in a wedding? I think that's what I was confused about.
Oh, because Olivia was doing photography for a wedding, and there was a dog involved in that ceremony. So maybe he was just like friend of somebody who was with the dog. Yeah. He has a very, maybe it's I don't think it would be golden retriever energy. I don't think it would be.
It's not quite there, no.
It's like Cocker Spaniel energy.
Perhaps.
Sadder eyes.
I think more the hound dogs with like the long ears.
Oh, a little basset hound.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could see a basset hound wearing that jacket. So
yeah, right? That's, I think, why. I don't know why.
That fits.
But all they talk about, his whole personality, his whole description of his life revolves around animals, which I'm there for. That's essentially my whole personality. But I also have a job. So does he have a job? Just tell me if he has a job, please.
Yeah, we need to know. And he's living in DC, right?
Yeah, which is an expensive city.
Very. And also a little close to home for Olivia, because wasn't she originally from Virginia? Like, that's where her estranged family is from.
Does he work in politics, and that's why he doesn't want to get too vocal about it? Because she was saying stuff about how they have a shared vision of what they want the world to look like.
Changing the world.
He's CIA.
Oh.
He could go undercover.
His actual name is Brandon, but Brendan is his Basset Hound cover story.
The dog walker thing is just that's his fake persona from the CIA.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, those are the people who go on House Hunters where they're like, I'm a dog walker. Our budget is $1.5 million.
Yes. Exactly.
It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch these two go on House Hunters in DC.
She's turning into a bit of a basic B, which is fine. But so I feel like there would be a lot of the this side of the closet's mine. You can have that little spare closet in the hall. Those kind of jokes, which I can't stand that they make every single time they go see a house. I'll take this. Which closet's going to be yours? This whole thing's mine, honey.
Have you ever endured a Christmas-themed episode of House Hunters?
There's been a lot. In whatever collection they just dropped on Max, there's a ton of Christmas ones in it. And
how is it Christmas themed?
It's painful.
They have to have one of the people involved obsessed with Christmas. And then as they walk through the house, they just make comments about how this would be a great spot for the Christmas tree. This is a great amount of storage for all of our holiday decorations. This is going to be an amazing mantle for us to decorate with our stockings for Christmas. And every 2 seconds they mention it.
It all ties back to Christmas and what we're using this house for. And it's like, okay, can we think of other functional uses of the space for the other 11 months out of the year?
I think like my algorithm knows I'm a Jew and it just never shows me those episodes because I've never seen one. But now I desperately want to.
You have to go. You have to go and see it because
I love when someone's whole personality is Christmas.
That's it.
And there's multiple episodes of it. It's not just one. Because we'll watch House Hunters every once in a while when we get in a mood to watch it. Because you have to be in a mood to watch House Hunters.
Yeah.
And so we'll watch I feel like 3 episodes becomes too much in a row.
Well, especially without commercials, because then they really just...
They're just all the same.
Meld together.
Mm-hmm.
They're like Olivia's relationships. They all just run together. It's all looking very familiar.
So we watched one of these Christmas-themed ones because the description said it. And we were like, all right, let's check this out. Could not handle it. Go into the second one. It's another one, but it did not disclose that in the description.
Oh my
so
God.
we were like, that's enough of this.
Too much.
We'll come back in 6 months.
Too much.
Yeah, I'm so excited. They need to have storage for the Christmas. So this part of the garage, I'm assuming, or maybe the attic, maybe a separate bedroom is just dedicated.
We could have a whole Christmas room.
The bins of the Christmas. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised that they haven't gone this route yet to go, request a spot for an episode of House Hunters, because it is moving pretty quick. Things are moving fast.
Between Brendan and Olivia.
Brendan and Olivia.
I got it that time.
Yes,
we
I
don't
know.
know. She might know about Brandon. We don't know if he's disclosed Brandon to
He's
her.
neuralized her like Men in Black.
They're in that lovey-dovey part of their relationship where they're just telling each other every 2 seconds that they love each other. She's smacking his ass in the kitchen. I think the hair is parted because,
we got a
they,
little rough.
they had a rough night.
Well, we did disclose pretty quickly. We spotted the hickey before they called it out.
Good for you. That's a talent.
We were eagle-eyed. Yeah.
Because that
we
jacket
noticed.
has almost a popped collar. So
He was
He's
trying.
drawing attention to it.
He was trying. But yeah, it's a hickey from Kanicki, so we'll have to let Amy from Little Miss Recap know that it's a Grease reference for her.
I love Olivia. Let me just state that. But can you imagine how exhausting it would be to be in a relationship with someone where you hand them a napkin and they say, "Thank you for handing me this napkin. In my past relationship, I was never supported or handed a napkin. And I think that by me wiping off this mustard on my cheek with the napkin that you gave me, it's symbolic of us together working on our relationship. Whereas in my past relationship, it was me trying to work on the problems alone." So thank
really,
you for
you're
this
healing
napkin.
something in me.
Yeah, by this
every
napkin.
day.
Uh-huh.
Has Brendan been lobotomized? Is he?
Because he started to do it too. Because
he was
said,
doing it.
"You're getting me a beer. You didn't have to do that. That's so sweet." I was like, "Bro, she's not giving you a kidney. She's handing you a beer."
Yeah, these two people are damaged.
There's too much gratitude. There can be such a thing as too much gratitude. Yeah, they are. They're deeply damaged and have done a lot of therapy.
It's going to wear off.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm worried. Yeah, because then it's still very junior high relationship, lovey-doveyness, and it's like, okay, let's move in together and let's see what happens.
Those broccoli farts are not going to be as sweet smelling
It
after
adds
a
up.
couple days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The wrist tattoos.
The
Yeah.
tattoos,
Mhm.
the turtles.
I'm concerned on multiple levels. First of all, not the first person that Olivia has done this with. I thought she covered up the Queen of Hearts tattoo that she got that matched Ethan's.
But she put it next to. She
No,
did the
she
flower.
I'm sorry, it was a hibiscus flower.
Okay.
Going back to her being a basic bitch, these are the most basic bitch tattoos you can possibly pick. I don't know if she's going into places and being like, "What do you have for $50? Like, what is on sale? What is the easiest design that you can do I have an hour before I have to get to a shoot, so what are we doing?"
When girls come in with their pumpkin spice lattes, what are they requesting? Give me that.
Yes.
As I drink my Starbucks, no shame.
What
But
do we think's going to be next?
She's running out of wrists.
she's running out of wrist. Is she going to get a tramp stamp if she's in her loose gal era?
I enjoyed that Lydia, so Lydia Plath, not Lydia Grace,
Right.
that she was wearing a dress this episode that she could have shown a tramp stamp off in, and I was quite taken aback by that.
The back was very exposed. And the
Very
side cuts.
And open a scoop.
I didn't know she had skin there.
Right.
We've never seen it.
She's just all plastic.
She needs to go in that prayer closet and repent.
My virgin eyes, I had to shield them.
The turtles, though. Okay, it's not even a good tattoo of a turtle. And look, I like turtles. I like sea turtles. I would enjoy a watercolor sea turtle tattoo. Not this one.
I couldn't tell that was a turtle.
Mm.
Didn't it look like just a collection of tiny dots?
Yeah, it did. Where did they go?
It's one of those tattoos where I would always like wipe at it because I would think something's on my wrist. And it would just mess with my head.
Yeah, like you had newspaper ink or like your pen had leaked. Yeah.
Yeah. Smeared. Or did they rub it too soon after it was applied? I don't know.
They couldn't keep their hands off each other.
They just smeared them together.
Don't you think they did the butterfly kisses? They rub their noses together. They have a weird thing where they like rub wrists together, and that's their way of lovemaking in public.
He said they do turtle kisses. So I think that is a thing.
That's how they indicate
trademarked.
It's time.
It's going to be, oh, God. It's the indicator now. I don't like that.
I mean, I'm happy she's happy. Can I just sadly, but I'm really happy she's happy. But
she's run out of versions of herself. She only has two wrists. So she has these
so badly for the producers and the camera people because like I was getting physically ill watching the murmured I love yous. I love life with you. She said that repeatedly. I love life with you.
Yes.
Vomit.
To clarify.
Yeah. It was weird. Also, the whole setting of Sedona having this mystical element to it, which was the first time I ever heard this.
The mysticism.
Am I just like out of the loop?
Around
Do I not know that? Or
it's like Joshua Tree, like where they have the trees that grow in like a vortex, and I think that a lot of places in Arizona have the same kind of properties. She kept saying witchy, which I don't think is the right term. It's much more like hippie woohoo than witchy. Like you're not going to see people out like with a cauldron. You're going to see like maybe like Wiccan is more what you meant.
Oh.
It's giving Stevie Nicks. Is that the direction we're going? Yeah. Yeah, I know.
And for all the witchy stuff that Olivia was all about, she was definitely doing some vampire stuff instead. It was maybe that's what we should be talking about.
I noticed that too because she has recently like been posting TikToks, and there was one where she had a hickey, and people were like, "What's that on your neck?" And then she had to make a whole video like bragging about her sex life.
Well, that's when we saw the TikTok, and we were like, do people still do that?
In their 20s?
Hickeys?
In their
what
20s.
Year is it? Like,
well, and just like,
are they dry humping on the couch before their parents get home?
All of the time. All of the time. That and rubbing the turtles together.
Yeah. But again, like you get it with her because she was repressed for so long, and then she was with E10, who's a dead fish, and so then you get it, like why she's doing this now. I get it.
We need to know his story because something's off here as well.
What's his family background? Yeah, are they religious? I don't think so.
No, I think she would purposely avoid someone who had a religious family. But I guess we'll find out. She wants all kinds of things that she didn't seem to want 4 months ago.
Yeah. She's in an evolution period.
Yeah, she wants chickens. She wants to plant fruit trees. She wants to settle down and put roots down. That was a very Robin Brown thing to say, by the way.
Yeah. I did like how he got so easily distracted, too, because he thought he heard some animals behind a fence. So he immediately had to go investigate. And it was like, yes, confirmed. There are chickens over here. But it is strange for Olivia to go so far into that. I feel like it kind of ties back to what she was saying, where she was afraid to even look at a farm when she was with E10, because that meant that you want to go and relive his childhood and start having kids that are homeschooled, that are living on a farm. And it's like, no, not all of that.
Homeschooled without basic math.
Yes. With hand-drawn foot drawings with toes that are not anatomically correct.
Who would be bankrolling this dream farm? That's, again, my big question, because it seems like it would be her.
I agree. She makes good money as a photographer, and then she gets paid something for being on the show. It's the 6th season of it. So,
And she does Instagram and like she
yeah.
can make bank that way doing any sort of brand deals. So what do you do?
What does Brendan
Brendan?
contribute to this relationship?
Are
We
you
need to know.
saving the world as a CIA agent?
Maybe he's a marine biologist.
Okay.
That would make sense for the
But
turtle.
like a real one or like George Costanza?
George. The sea was angry that day, my friends.
Like an old man trying to send back soup in a deli.
I did have just a big highlighted note in my notes. Does he do anything? Because that is my biggest concern right now. He's talking about sitting on park benches. The itinerary that he listed off was very empty.
Yeah. And again, this is not our fault for wondering this. They spent half an hour of the episode doing I love yous and rubbing wrists together. So they could have cut one of those and just said what he did for a living.
Well, I guess next week we see him do a tarot reading. So
I hope he's not doing that.
That's my assumption now. That's the only thing we know about him.
No.
That is something that he could make money from.
But it's like animal themed. Like he does it for your pet. He'll do a tarot reading for your dog.
If this man is an animal psychic, if he is a medium for animals or anything in that realm, I will give him my money immediately.
I'm here for it. Yeah,
he can make great money. Yeah.
We'll be making a reservation for our dog.
I'll let him pick my next animal. Like I'll show him the pet finders and he can just pick one for me by like reading them through the screen and who would be a good match for me.
What else could it be? A dog show, like
the handlers,
a masseuse. No,
the physical.
People who give
he
dogs.
doesn't look nice and like he doesn't look well groomed enough to be a handler.
He doesn't show well, I think is what you're trying to say, Kimberly.
Oh well. Like in Best in Show, he would not be he wouldn't be the best
It's
one.
not the best.
A masseuse, interesting. Or I could see him working at a groomer's.
That too.
Yeah.
She could set him up in the garage. They could have a little nice setup.
Yeah.
That she'll pay for. So I think they do have a bright future together. I guess we'll see. Do you think we're going to have Olivia next season if this show continues?
I think there's no show without Olivia. Because I don't know. What do you guys think? See, I have to confess, I've stopped watching the show. You never could tell. I only listen to recaps on podcasts because the show was making me so innately sad that I decided life is too short for me. Personally, that was my personal journey. And I used to watch shows until the bitter end. And then now that I'm in my mid 40s, I'm like, I don't got that much time left. So I need to only watch things that make me happy and spark joy. And this show doesn't do it for me. So for this and Sister Wives, I will only be listening to you guys, to Pink Shade, Little Miss Recap. That's all I'm doing.
I love that. But also, I feel like, so you've been on the same journey as Olivia, essentially, because life is too short to endure the Plaths.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what I do is I record the show, and on my DVR, I watch the previously on, and then I fast forward to the next time on. And then I feel like I'm getting the highlight reel, and then I listen to you guys talk about it, and that's it.
That's a good way to do it.
That
because,
works.
I mean, really, you would have missed most of the I love yous
Uh-huh.
in this episode.
I would have just heard you guys talking, and that would have been much better. So what do you think?
I agree. The magic of this show was the tension between Olivia and the Plaths.
Mm-hmm.
And then the hopefulness we all had that some of the Plaths were waking up to the situation. And now that they all have consolidated support behind Kim and Barry, I don't think that they're compelling to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know who has potential? Veronica. If there's going to be issues that arise between them and Veronica, we'll get Olivia 2.0.
Right.
And I think this show has legs to continue. But at this point, I feel like the Plaths are producing the show. Like, they only want to talk about specific topics, and even some things that, like, are storylines, they're super like closed off and high level about like the situation with Mariah and the boyfriend.
Mhm.
And that's not messy enough for me.
No, we will never be able to replicate the genuine conversation that was the neck that turns the head. Like that was a genuine interaction. And now everyone is filtered and they are like choreographing the show essentially and making up these events that they like the Spartan run and the things like that. It's like, well, let's have them do this. And they're not entertaining people. And I don't also, but at the same time, nothing would make me happy because I also don't want to see people just sitting around talking about their feelings. It's like a discuss the relationship talk, but like you're watching someone whose relationship you don't care about have a DTR, and then you're watching like 17 different DTRs happening at the same time. And that's also incredibly boring to me. So I think Olivia her journey of like single gal or starting her life over could be very interesting to watch if she's open enough to. She's starting to sound a little filtered, like she's kind of parsing her words and like speaking very carefully. So I don't know.
I was worried that they were going to like a Duggar place almost too with the Plath family dynamic. Because we know that that's part of the same, the Quiverful movement and things that happen. They were all subscribed to that same mentality. So I think that's the stuff where those are the shows where I'm like, I can't get into it and I can't do that. But with Plathville, it was different because there was that grit. There was the tension that was between there. So if that's gone, I feel like we're losing it. It's turning into something else. Maybe we can recreate that with Veronica so she can have her moment of realization too, but not from this episode. It doesn't look like we're there yet.
I do think though the show we're getting now is the show that Kim always intended to make.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Plath family band.
Yes.
Yep.
This is what she was trying to sell when she was out there putting the family on YouTube and talking to TLC. And then it backfired on her.
Well, I didn't remember something that you guys were talking about recently, how Olivia didn't really want to do the show and Kim kind of talked her into it. And then Olivia became the shining star of the show. You know, that has to hurt Kim so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It makes me so happy.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, this is Kim's attempt
The Partridge
to
Family.
rewrite history. Yes, that's what
she
they want to
wanted
be.
The Partridge Family.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to get into the plot?
Well, yeah, we could probably jump right into that.
Wow.
I will just say, and we'll get into it, but like multiple people in this episode say how entertaining the Plaths are about themselves, that this is why it doesn't work. So like Mariah says, my family brings like the lighthearted aspect to everything. What? Have you met these people? And then Veronica says, oh, Mike is always talking about how lively everyone is and how funny. And I'm like, what? They're throwing tomatoes off the balcony? Is that what you're talking about?
At the crew?
At the crew? They're so boring. These people are so wholesome and like they're just so boring. Like, come hang out with my family. Like, we're crazy, but entertaining. So I don't know what they're watching, that they don't watch TV. That's why they think that they are entertaining.
No comparison basis for them to go off of at all.
I think Kim wrote those lines. She was like, here, say this in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Because she is writing and directing the show now.
All right. So we're in the B&B that we left them in last episode. Are they in Tampa?
In Tampa.
Somewhere?
And it's 4:30 in the morning.
The crack of dawn. Everyone slept terribly under one roof together because they all just really they dislike each other. Can we be honest about it?
Yeah, I think it was too much.
No one trusted being in close quarters together.
If we're talking about woo-woo energy out in Sedona, there was like way too much toxic energy in one building where everybody was just like, what is your sleep paralysis demon that's coming to visit you tonight?
I was just going to say, if this was like an episode of American Horror Stories, like one of those single one-off episodes, and it would be like the toxic toxic relationship between two parents going through a divorce creates like a demon that takes over one of the children. And then the only way to release the demon from this poor child is to have the parents make peace with each other.
They woke up and all the cabinets and drawers were open in the kitchen.
Yes.
Poltergeisting. Yeah.
You're welcome, Ryan Murphy. You can take that one.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
I just watched American Horror Stories. That's fine.
So Barry's just trying to keep it cash with Kim, though, because they have a lot of unsaid things between them, but they're trying to get along for the sake of the children. Do we believe that?
No.
No.
They're constantly trying to win.
Yeah. It's always a comparison. It's a battle.
And he's winning. And I'm fine with that. I think so. I mean, the bar is low, but it's a loser competition. And, he might be a serial killer. We still haven't decided. So, but I do think he's winning.
I feel like a lot of people have gone Kim's side, at least from the viewing audience.
Yeah.
People on Reddit.
People on
Reddit.
Yeah,
bad judging
people that are
character.
watching a different show than I am.
Yes, yeah, because it's like they're seeing it as Kim has changed so much, and because that was her excuse for all of this was Barry was the one who was making me insufferable for the last 30 years. But I think that was mostly from her, and then there was just a little bit of other stuff that was mixed in from Barry too, with the passive aggressive stance that he usually takes.
But all she did was move onto a boat, start drinking, and start wearing mini skirts. So
And getting DUIs, which we aren't allowed to discuss.
The DUIs, don't talk about those. And the are they mini skirts or are they just dresses that don't fit?
They're dresses that don't fit.
Okay.
There's an issue. There's a difference in the length of the hem of the dresses between the front of the dress and the back.
Mm-hmm.
And it's consistent across multiple skirts, dresses, outfits. So I don't think she's aware maybe of how short they are in the back.
That was priceless when Ethan said, I could have never seen that and I would have been happy and I never want to see it again. Here's the thing. You can tell who production and the producers like and who they don't like, or who they want you to like and who they don't want you to like. Because Kim, I think she had herpes on her lip, or that was maybe lipstick, or Ken gave her herpes, along with the side of racism. But Olivia looks flawless in every scene, but Kim, they're not telling her that her eyeliner looks like a Sharpie that's ran out of ink, or she's done prison makeup.
The lipstick that was way down in the corner.
They're not telling her that. And so they want us to hate her, or they hate her.
New theory. Mariah did Kim's makeup for this episode, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Mariah has so much lipstick on her teeth at any given time.
Yeah.
But to your point, no one tells her.
No one tells her.
I don't think anybody in this family would, though. This is the worst family to be.
Production.
The production. So on Dateline, we one time had a guy who was defending Scott Peterson and saying that he was innocent, and he had a water stain on his shirt the entire episode, and production never they could have just done a close-up of his head. They could have taken a hairdryer and dried it. They could have waited 20 minutes, but no, they filmed his whole talking head with a huge water stain on his shirt, so he looks like an idiot.
They zoomed in on the water stain and slow zoomed out while he was talking.
They accused him of being on the boat.
Yeah.
That's what they were implying.
Yeah, exactly. He helped. So I think there is some of that. The production is building a narrative that we are not supposed to like her, or she is bitchy to the crew and they hate her.
Oh, I think it's that.
I think she's probably had it out with crew, and since she's now taking creative director responsibilities,
maybe there's a little struggle.
There's
power struggle.
Power dynamic now that's emerging between her and the crew. Because with the kids throwing tomatoes at the camera person who was trying to get an establishing shot of this.
Come
on, what are we doing
horrible.
here? We're
Yeah.
abusing crew on set. Let's not do that.
Remember when Farrah from Teen Mom wouldn't let any of the crew use her bathroom,
Yes.
so they had to get a porta potty?
Yep.
That's what I think's happening. I mean, they can't use her bathroom on the boat. No one can.
Legally,
Yeah.
nobody can. Yeah.
Maybe they're bitter about that. I don't know.
It's exactly. It is. It's the Farrah effect. It's the Farrah porta potty effect. Mm-hmm.
So if that's the stage, or if that's the mental space that we're in with Kim, I still don't know if I'm going to like or dislike Veronica. She's still kind of on the fence. She was almost winning us over when she had her cup of Wawa today.
Or Wawa coffee.
So that was winning points. We were
Yeah.
going in the right
We're
direction.
like, all right, maybe she's okay.
Maybe she's cool. Okay.
No. I mean, we'll get there.
Yeah,
but for a moment, we
Yeah,
thought.
she had me and then she lost me.
She's still,
Yeah.
she's still, I'm on the fence with her.
Although the designer handbags, the number of Chanel bags and Louis Vuitton bags that this woman owns.
Well, Mary Payne thinks they're fake.
Oh.
Does she?
Mhm.
See, well, I will say, so the area of Florida that they live in, there are many, many like secondhand stores that you can get designer bags from, because, you know, there's people in Boca who go buy like $10,000 Chanel bags and they're done with them when the
Yep.
season's over and you can
Yeah.
buy them discounted. Maybe she's doing that. I don't know, but if she's getting fakes, I want to know where they're coming from, because I also would like
Yeah.
like a fake, because that's not in my budget.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
We're podcasters.
Yeah, at one point I was like, there's at least $50,000
If they're real.
if they're real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to your point and Mary Payne's point, they're out on display in a way that, like, you have now accumulated so much money worth of bags that you need a Kim Jenner type closet.
Yeah. Or like a safe.
Yeah, you need to put a lock on that. There's a window right there. You're on TV. Everybody sees you just have these bags laying out all around.
And I shouldn't say this. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Okay, I'll say it. I think she probably thinks like that immigrants are trying to break in and steal them and eat her cats.
Oh, like in alignment with the rest of the Plath mentality, probably, of the QAnon space.
Yeah.
Do we think Mike has been red pilled at this point too?
I think Micah doesn't want to leave this house.
I think Micah doesn't think about things too deeply.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that, to be honest, I don't think any of the Plaths, aside from maybe Barry, think about politics or anything all that much. Just
It's easy
general...
not to if you don't have to.
If you're completely out of touch with everything.
White blonde privilege. Yeah.
White blonde privilege.
You know?
Just generally like world happenings, like
No.
maybe not so interested.
I'm jealous. I wish I could. Like, just my biggest problem was like the latest mystery boy that broke up with me, and like and I wish I could. I wish I wasn't haunted by these. I wish I could sleep at night. But like these people, they sleep fine, except in the futon in the
All
Be-
together.
Except when they're all in the
Yeah.
same house
Yeah,
the
that
night before
demon.
filming.
that is coming out.
Explaining football to the friend who's just there for the nachos? Hard. Tailgating from home like a pro with snacks and drinks everyone will love? An easy win. And with Instacart helping deliver the snack time MVPs to your door, you're ready for the game in as fast as 30 minutes. So you never miss a play or lose your seat on the couch or have to go head-to-head for the last chicken wing. Shop Game Day Faves on Instacart and enjoy $0 delivery fees on your first 3 grocery orders. Offer valid for a limited time. Other fees and terms apply.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
To get people excited about Boost Mobile's new nationwide 5G network, we're offering unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month.
Forever.
Even if you have a baby.
Even if your baby has a baby.
Even if you grow old and wrinkly and you start repeating yourself.
Even if you start repeating yourself.
Even if you're on your deathbed and you need to make one last call.
Or text.
Right, or text the long-lost son you abandoned at birth.
You'll still get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile.
Forever!
After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Unlimited plan.
Forever!
This podcast is brought to you by eHarmony, the dating app to find someone you can be yourself with. Why doesn't eHarmony allow copy and paste in first messages? Because you are unique, and your conversations should reflect that. eHarmony wants you to find someone who will get you. How are you going to know who gets you? If people send you the same generic conversation starters they message everyone else. Conversations that actually help you get to know each other. Imagine that. Get who gets you on eHarmony. Sign up today.
So they're up bright and early because they have to all be extras in Mariah's music video.
Yeah, we're putting them to work today.
We're calling this a career, but there's no budget.
It's like a hobby
this.
business at this point, I think.
Listen, this is Kim's redemption tour season. This is everyone's redemption tour season. So they're like, we want people to forget we kicked out this girl for wearing lipstick when she was a teenager. So now we are going to throw all of our supportive weight behind this terrible singing career that she has. She's not good, right?
Oh,
no, of course she is. She's not talented. You know, we've said this before. I think she's very inspired by Taylor Swift, and Swifties are not going to be happy with me.
Yeah. I'm very unhappy with you right now.
Oh, dear.
There's no, okay, here's my criticism, and I'll
Please
move on
keep it
quickly.
brief. Please keep
I'll
it
be
brief.
There's not a lot of editing, like within the lyrics when Taylor Swift writes a song.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. There are some words that maybe are unneeded, but we're going to keep them because it's part of the vision. Mm-hmm. That is what Mariah does when she sits down to write a song.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
Mariah's theme is usually just whatever's on the nose, just right on there.
She's like Googling what other words are related to a circus, a clown.
If somebody's
big
bad, what would be a good way to visually represent that?
There'd be a devil. Was there a pitchfork? We didn't see the ears or the tail that you guys
They
were
didn't
hoping
have
for.
budget for the costume.
It all went to the B&B.
I'm pretty sure he would have had horns. He would have had like a little tail or something. Maybe we didn't see it because he was sitting in a lot of the footage. To be fair,
He might have had a tail. Yeah, he just tucked it in the back there. I think the most amazing part here is that they have 6 hours to film this because the bar opens at 12:30 and or at noon.
Bar.
Right? Yeah.
I don't want to be there at 12:30 and see the kind of patrons.
Kim does.
Yeah, Kim does.
Kim's like, oh yeah, that one that opens at 12:30. There's one down the road.
Thanks for asking.
She's got like a map that she's created of every bar in the area. She was the one who picked the location.
Scouted multiple times. And that, the way that Barry has kombucha places mapped out, know Kim has all the bars lined up in a 5-mile radius.
Oh my God.
This was the point in the episode where our jaws dropped. We had to go back and watch it again because we were like, I'm sorry, did we just hear that correctly? Because Barry starts setting up what he thinks of Veronica. And he's talking about how they both have had these mutual experiences with narcissists. And my head went to, oh, he's finally figured out that Kim is a narcissist.
That's what I thought as well. We were wrong. Egg on our face.
So
Wow.
wrong.
We were so wrong. They both believe Olivia to be the narcissist that they both have had to come in contact with. And that has now become their common bond.
It's like rain on your wedding. It was so just richly ironic that, and I just was screaming. I was screaming.
That was what we were both looking at each other like, are we hearing this
Shock.
for real?
Shocked.
And then I started thinking about Olivia defending her on TikTok and stuff over the past week and was like, wow.
Yeah, this was where Veronica lost us.
This is where Veronica lost us. Yeah. But this is, again, the people on Reddit that think Olivia's a narcissist. And I'm like, I don't think you know what that is. You are using that word wrong. Kim is the textbook narcissist. It's so obvious.
Yeah, for Veronica to have, based on the interaction that she described, she bumped into Olivia.
Quite literally.
Physically bumped shoulders with her, and she didn't say hi. And that is, I did double check with the textbooks.
The DSM?
That is the medical diagnosis that is required to
bump
be a
into someone
narcissist.
and don't say hi.
Yeah.
When you're at a wedding with the family that you hate.
Exactly, yeah.
And you also needed to pee and just had to go to the bathroom.
She was like, out of my way.
Yes.
She saw Micah and she was like, I got to run.
It's too close.
Pretend that I'm going to go outside and smoke a cigarette just to get out of here. But yeah, I thought this was going to be like a really deep story about how how Veronica had like experienced a relationship or something where she had met someone who was a narcissist. No, just this very casual interaction with someone who clearly she must have heard bias stories from Micah, right? She had to go into it not liking her.
No, she was served the apple juice. She's drank the apple juice Kool-Aid, and she was already there, and she wants to fit in with these people. So she's going to hate who they hate.
That is it, because that was what was so telling for me with Barry. The only way that he can form a positive bond with someone is by shitting on somebody else.
Yeah.
So he has to have a common enemy in order to make any sort of connection. So that's how he's getting buddy-buddy with Veronica, is let's talk about how bad Olivia is.
Mm-hmm. And Olivia's out there living her best life. She's not thinking about you anymore.
No.
So get over it.
Like, we're done with that conversation.
Please.
Yeah. It's just that made me lose Barry. I wasn't really with Barry, but I lost him again because I really thought he had finally realized.
Me too. I was like, wow, he finally has figured out what happened with his relationship with Kim.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why things are so tense right now. Nope.
No, because his therapy is at the gym.
Yeah.
Yes. And stalking his kill kit.
Actual therapy would benefit all these people. Wait, what'd you say?
And stocking up his kill kit.
Yeah, exactly. And washing it down with kombucha. You got to energize yourself when you're going on those serial killer spurts.
Well, there's no kombucha at the bar today. Ethan is playing the bartender, but that's just an assigned role that he has for the music video. If they were going by most experience with alcohol, Kim would be playing the bartender. But
she wants to be indulging in the drink.
Yeah, she's a patron, better suited as a patron. So that's what she's going to go ahead and do. I think between the whiskey and vodka scripted stuff that was going on, the apple juice and the water, how much of it do we think was actually apple juice and water for Kim?
They were reserving the good stuff for her.
Who is paying for this? Because when you go to a set and you rent out a location, you can't just use all of their products. So did they bring their own like drinks, or
maybe they I feel like Lydia just drives around with apple juice and chocolate milk in her car.
Yeah, because she was, when she went with the chocolate milk, I was like, that might do more damage than just drinking shots of whiskey while you're filming.
Nasty. Yeah. And I don't feel like it was refrigerated. I feel like it'd have been
a little room temp.
But Lydia does give craft service energy, like craft service mom energy.
She
does. Like her daughter's doing a little shoot and she's going to bring it's very sweet and supportive.
But to say that they needed to stop for the frequent bathroom breaks because everyone was drinking water and apple juice, I think they were just being kind and not fully disclosing that they kept needing to stop because Lydia's room temperature chocolate milk was gurgling in her stomach, and
the lactose was hitting.
Yeah, the lactose was not going to quit. Yeah.
I thought her dress was a little scandalous for Lydia. It had the sides were cut out and then the back, like the whole thing from the front to the back. It was exposing parts of her body.
So that's your answer for future seasons of the show. This show could continue with a Lydia freedom tour.
Yes, we've been waiting for that. We need Lydia to discover anime.
Yeah. And Tim Burton. I'm telling
emo
you.
Music.
Yes.
I'm telling you, it's in there. She's in there.
Hot topic. I think that once we get her down that path, that there's no coming back, at least for a while.
Yeah. I just don't know how she's not jaded by like the whole family. I feel like she just might murder them all in their sleep one day because like the hypocrisy of like her mom saying they can't have sugar and she remember when she went to the prayer closet and like whipped herself essentially for having thoughts of holding hands with a boy. And that was like the devil. And now her mom is like off with KK Ken and like wouldn't you just lose it?
I'm pretty sure that's the only reason Kim is pretending to live on that boat is because Lydia would lose her mind if she found out that they were living together.
My favorite interactions, though, are every time when Kim and Lydia talk, which isn't that often on camera anymore, but it was for a while there where you could just see when Lydia would say things and the look in Kim's eyes are just like, you're still going with that? You're still going with the whole Jesus thing?
Going with that
You're
lie
still on that one?
The brainwashing that I did to you.
Ooh, I think we overdid it with Lydia.
Might have done too much.
Oopsie doopsie.
Oh, God.
Kim has a lot of ideas for this shoot. She is the director, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Mariah also say
Mariah
she was
was the
directing it?
director.
Well, Mariah was just kind of going with the flow. She's just figuring it out as she goes along. Kind of like Brendan on his dates with Olivia. Just go with the flow.
I think Kim was the choreographer. Let's say.
Yes.
And then Mariah
yes.
was the director.
But
there
then
was
she
a
did,
lot of dancing.
She and Kim did overstep. Well,
a
there
lot
was
of
movement.
sidestepping.
There was moving.
You seem to be all sidestepping a cross between line dancing and square dancing, like the do-si-do.
Well, see, I think Kim overstepped her choreography bounds when she was suggesting shots to do. So then you're stepping on the DP's toes and then you got to be careful. There's a hierarchy on set. Yeah,
exactly.
You got to respect it.
You know, it would be really cool though if you just kicked him in the chest.
Yeah, like
they didn't have a stunt guy on set. They didn't have a foam pad or anything for the guy. They're just, you're going to fall back and one of the brothers will catch you.
It was a trust fall. Isaac will catch you.
It was just,
don't worry.
Yeah, just go in, Mariah, just do the Gerard Butler from 300, just square in the chest, lean into it.
But as soon as we saw it happen, Corey just goes, didn't get it. Didn't get
Well, the shot. Because the camera, it was like, oh, yeah. My producer instinct kicked in immediately where I saw it and I was like, nope, we didn't get it. So, like, normally it's like, all right, rewrap. Try it again. We didn't get it.
I don't know. It was very A Christmas Story with Ralphie being pushed down the slide.
The boot on the face.
Yes.
Ho, ho, ho.
Like once it was slowed down like that too. Like the inspiration came from somewhere. I think Kim didn't realize maybe that was the source of it.
The origin.
Well, it's good that she's there because Mariah seems to have like no creative instincts whatsoever. I don't think she's ever seen any music videos. Like, I don't think she's been allowed to, or like has any interest in her craft. But like, she doesn't seem to have anything going on upstairs. So it's good that her mom suggests basic things. Because otherwise it would just be the swaying. Just back and forth swaying the whole video.
Which I got nervous because Amber is a dance instructor. She leads square dancing. She seemed to be struggling the most.
Whoa, line dancing.
Oh, line dancing. Sorry. Not square dancing. Different. That's
in the one clip they show, she was struggling with that move. And I was like, and Lydia got it. And I was like, what's happening?
Yes. I was like, okay, did Lydia just practice it more and they didn't even show this? I feel like they didn't even practice it with Amber because they were like, you'll get it.
Yeah.
We don't need to work on this.
I don't know why Lydia was okay with this sensual swaying. It was
it was even just the concept of the video and participating in the devil and secular music.
Well, Mariah had to explain to us very clearly that the actor who was showing up to play the devil was not actually the devil. So
In
just
case
so
none of you watching at home, I just learned what acting is and movies. I just learned what a TV is. I wasn't allowed to have that growing up. So I just wanted to let all of you know watching at home that there's this thing called acting. And it's like if you're watching Mickey Mouse cartoon, the guy doing the voice, he's not really a mouse.
Lydia's like, oh, so he's lying?
I think Lydia refused to interact with him the whole day, don't you?
Yeah.
I think she was
like,
terrified. I think Mariah had to specifically call it out so that Lydia would not be terrified to be on set with this
she
man.
still was. Somebody who is okay with presenting themselves as though they are the devil, there's
wrong.
no way that
Something
she's going to be
wrong.
speaking with them.
Coley? Was that this person's name?
I think
Was his name Cole, and then she just kept saying Coley because there's an E at the end?
she can't read very well.
She can't read too good.
That's that Kim homeschooling. That's my biggest thing. That I will never forgive Kim for. The disservice she did these children. It's like on Breaking Amish when they stopped teaching them in like 4th grade and then they try to go Rumspringa and then they try to get real job. And I'll never forget they went to a job interview and the lady did not know who George Washington was because she had not gotten any education. And that's what Kim did to these children.
Now they have no choice but to do things like this and call it a career.
Well,
exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And one of them's going to fly planes? I don't want him flying a plane. I've seen the math lessons that Kim gives.
KK Ken is teaching him to fly the plane.
You should feel safe and secure when you're on a plane and you have your pilot, Isaac, and your co-pilot, KK Ken.
All right, lesson 1. When they try to storm the cabin, here's what you need to know in that situation.
I call this the January 6th move. This is the J6 spin.
The insurrection.
Yeah, I feel like there's some real interesting conversations that happen in the cockpit there.
Right.
I don't think Isaac says anything.
No, I don't either.
I think Ken just rambles on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We do see, 30 seconds of the video?
That's that might be a little high.
I saw swaying and I saw a slow motion push in the chest.
He walked in and it's very Stanley Kubrick. There's a lot of red all over. Like there's some flashing going on. It's not very accessibility friendly for those of us who can't deal with flashing lights. Like it was not
stylized though.
It was stylized. It was very amateur.
Yeah, it was very low budget student
That's
film.
generous.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see it somewhere.
But good for her.
She did it.
I should be supporting someone going out and doing their dreams, but she's not good. And someone needs to tell her. I know nothing about singing. This is my speaking voice. I sound horrible all the time. But she sounds like she sounds like she has emphysema. Like she cannot catch a full breath. And there's no weight behind her sing. There's no oxygen.
It's the fear. Mm-mm.
You know, you have to have genuine emotions, I feel like, to be able to sing and tell a story while doing so. And I think that's what they all lack.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
That was a diagnosis.
Oh, okay.
The DSM out.
Well, have you bumped into her at a party one time in passing? Then I think you are able to grant that diagnosis.
I would have a lot more respect for it if she seemed to put work into it. But like you said, she showed up there. She had no plan. She didn't know what she was going to do. She was like, we're just going to see how things go.
Just planned her outfit.
Yeah, it's a very worthy up work ethic that's going into this, where I've been planning this. I've been working on this for 6 years. And it's like, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Have you, though?
Not every day.
Not every day. It's been an idea. And then usually you have to, there's kind of like a window of time for creativity where then it's applicable. So I don't know if she just had to wait 6 years for then it to come around again. We had to wait for another breakup. I don't know.
Well, we also have another piece of this episode, which is Kim and Veronica are pairing up to throw a party together. It's supposed to be a surprise.
Yeah, because it's starting off as a Micah birthday surprise. That's what they're using as the cover story, but it's actually just going to be a surprise congratulations to Mariah on you did the thing.
I don't need to spend all day with my family at a shoot and then go have a party with the exact same people that I've already been sharing a house with and been on a set with.
Since 4 a.m.
That's a wrap.
Yeah. That's a wrap.
When it's a wrap, I'm leaving. Yeah, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, so it was a wrap party.
It was a wrap party.
They didn't know that that's what it was.
Yeah, they
didn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
They didn't know the name for it.
I think my favorite part was when Kim was trying to whisper to Veronica about when it was going to be time to leave. And she was like directly in Veronica's face. And you could tell like the fumes.
The apple juice, whiskey.
Emanating from Kim's
coffee breath.
She was like trying not to back up, but very much needed
herpes.
to.
Oh.
That too, like right in your face.
The herpes, the smeared lipstick coming right at you.
She was like, "Can you write your name on the glass? Just want to make sure I don't pick that one up."
Listen, Kim is doing her redemption tour, and so she wants us to forget she kicked this girl out for wearing a skirt, when she was a teenager. But I'm not forgetting. And then nothing she does in this whole thing makes me like her anymore. So she's the most controlling party planner ever, and her ideas suck.
Not even when she almost drew a dick on the cake? That didn't get you?
No, that she's a grown woman that has to whisper penis. Because we shouldn't know what a penis is.
I'm telling you though, Barry, he's just a mold of plastic there.
Maybe that's why he became a serial killer. Very upset.
My favorite thing, though, is when people whisper when they have a microphone on. That's my all-time favorite thing on television, on set, anywhere.
They go to the bathroom and they're like, I'm going to yell in the bathroom. The mic won't be able to hear me.
It's very the Jinx.
Hot mic moments are my favorite.
I killed them all. I'm waiting for an I killed them all from Kim. Or Barry.
Or from Barry when he just storms off.
Well, they got you.
Burp. I killed them all.
They got you.
They'll never find the bodies under the porch.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if Veronica was so proud of her filthy read that she got on Olivia from bumping into her at that wedding, I was waiting for her official Kim assessment after this interaction. And we didn't really get one, though.
I think she thinks Kim is watching the dailies and she doesn't want Kim to see in real time what she's saying about her. And she thinks their relationship is going to last until this show airs. So she also doesn't want Kim. She has to stay on Kim's good side.
Yeah.
Kim is definitely watching the dailies every single day.
And it's seeing the herpes and the lipstick on herself and her eyeliner that looks like a raccoon came and like smeared it across her lid, and that she's not fixing it.
She tries maybe the next day, and it's just a different portion of the makeup now.
It's hard when you're that hammered. It's hard.
It's a miracle she got her makeup on at all.
You can't walk a straight line. You can't draw a straight line. Are you kidding me?
Maybe she should just get like the eyeliner tattoo situation. Yes. That way she doesn't have to think about it anymore.
It looks like it's tattooed on, but terribly. Like it's very not a single line. It's like little dash, little dash, little dash, little dash, like on a drive, like you're driving and the bumps on the freeway. Like that's what it looks like. Like
she's doing it in the car.
Yes.
Maybe. Well, yeah, she'll have to go on
the boat, when there's a wake, it's hard.
When this boat's a rocking, don't come a knocking.
No one wants to.
No, please don't.
No.
They've just got two big personalities. That's the problem.
Is that what's clashing here between Kim and Veronica?
Do we believe that Veronica has a big personality?
No.
I think overbearing is the descriptor.
Maybe with Micah, maybe with weaker people, if people she can control, but she knows she's wise enough to step back and let Kim have the overbearing personality.
Yes.
All that they really they don't even get in like an argument. It's just a disagreement about where to start the party planning. Do we start decorating first or do we finish the cake first?
Why can't one person do the cake and the other person starts decorating? What the F?
Because we have to bicker. We have to argue during it.
We have to act like we're doing it together. That's Kim's hope, is that it looks like we're bonding together. But like you said, Kim did the whole cake and Veronica just watched.
No, but Veronica gave the brilliant suggestion, which I thought a 5-year-old could come up with, to tilt the cake so that you're writing in the correct direction. Kim couldn't think of that. But again, so they're both coming at this with two different. Veronica wants to get in good with the family. Kim wants to look like she's not as hard on girlfriends as she was to Olivia, that Olivia was the problem, that she's not the problem. So they're both playing nice for the cameras. I'd love to see if there are no cameras.
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Also, I really enjoy that Kim didn't know how to write on the cake, because I'm going to call her out for the fact that she didn't ever have birthday parties for her children, because that's a new thing that we pretend that we do now.
Again, the hypocrisy. Yeah. They weren't allowed sugar. They couldn't have a cake.
No, we're not doing cake.
Well,
icing.
And for me, as long as there's no used pea stick pregnancy test in this cake, I think I'll be okay. So that's from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. You'll see. You'll know. You'll know. Yeah.
It happened. We're not recovered yet. There are too many things that are on recall right now. There's
criminal.
Too many things with salmonella, with listeria right now. I don't need pea sticks ruining cakes.
No.
I didn't know that Spartan mud runs were so disgusting until I listened to you talk about it.
Those are facts. Those are salmonella facts.
It's a dangerous, mud, apparently. It's a dirty, dangerous world out there.
Well, what's the best part about decorating with Veronica? You don't need a step stool.
And then they laugh hysterically. That's the other. This family is not funny. And they think they're so funny and lively and entertaining. They're laughing at things that are not funny. You're so tall.
Just filling the empty space. Also, like coming off of what could be an insult, just so you don't feel like I'm saying something negative about you, I'm going to laugh.
Yeah.
And then you're going to know that it came from a good place.
Uh-huh.
I will be honest, it did hurt me a little bit when you said that, because I literally wrote down that joke in the notes. And then Kim said it later, and I was like, well, I can't use that now. But that did come up.
That's a very narc thing to do.
Your delivery is funny. Their delivery is off because they've never watched anything funny except they're watching Monty Python now. So.
And Three Stooges, I think that was another real hip reference from Barry.
Oh, that explains the tomato throwing.
That's the tomato throwing. Yep, that's the physical comedy element that's been missing from their delivery.
They learned about physical comedy yesterday, and now they're throwing food. Yes.
They really nail the whole surprise element of the party, because when Mariah walks in, she's the first one in, and Micah is with her, and she turns to him and is like, "It's your party!"
Oh, surprise, Micah.
Surprise!
Uh-huh.
Everybody's surprised.
Yeah.
She doesn't connect that there's music notes and
that's the smartest thing Kim ever said, is when they're discussing what they should say, congratulations, or we love you, or happy surprise. Should we say surprise? So say surprise-ulations, and haha, that's funny. And then Kim goes, no, that'll confuse her.
She knows her daughter.
She knows Mariah. She's homeschooled Mariah. She knows.
Well, I love how it doesn't matter what you could have said anything to Mariah. She will still be confused in that moment, because everybody told her.
What? What's happening?
Everybody told her this is a surprise party for Micah.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, okay. Wait, it's not for what? Huh?
Those colors are my favorite colors. What's happening?
There's a theme here.
She's even more of a basic bitch than Olivia.
Yeah.
The black and the red.
Yeah. No, it's all Hot Topic.
It's very Hot Topic. And that's why Lydia, we need to get some exposure.
Lydia in. No, can you imagine the scandal that Lydia, they have like skulls there and like the stuff that would terrify her.
Pentagrams.
And oh my God, no. She would think she's going to just burn, like implode in the middle of the mall.
She is a Claire's girl.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's
Bright,
her speed.
Fun.
Pink.
Mm-hmm. No shame. It's fine.
Well, and what a party this turns out to be. At one point, Barry is so tired that he wants to take a nap. So
Okay, what was Kim's question? The shade, are you really tired or are you pretending? Is that something he's known to do? To pretend to be tired?
I interpreted it as she was just trying to see if the drugs she has given him have kicked in yet.
She's been slipping him
She
stuff.
has been slowly poisoning him with benzos the entire weekend. And she's like, are you really? How tired are you? Because I could pour you a kombucha if you're feeling a little thirsty.
What's her end goal? To kill him? Or
to get everything in the divorce by default.
Yeah.
I think they're
still,
both have that end goal.
Well, they're still legally married too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there is no divorce yet that's happened here. So she would have claim.
Okay, by far though, this has to be my favorite moment because she is shitty that she wanted to bring KK Ken to this party. And now she couldn't because of Barry. And Barry is basically falling asleep on the porch. So what was the reason she couldn't bring him then? Because you are ruining the party.
Right.
You're not any fun. You're not contributing anything.
Right. Whereas Ken is a riot and he would have made this party.
He would have made a lot of racist jokes that made everyone uncomfortable.
He has so much personality.
Yeah, local law enforcement told him not to leave town, so he wasn't able for other reasons, probably.
I can't. It's maybe that was the goal of drugging him so that she could bring in Ken. I think she has fantasies about having sex with Ken next to Barry while he's passed down in bed.
On Barry's unconscious body.
Something really twisted like that. I didn't want to say it, but that's
in that rental that they have, there's a chair just in the corner in the bedroom looking at the bed. I have a feeling that maybe there's a fantasy of Barry watching.
The cuckold chair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, who knows what they're into?
Yeah.
We're not going to kink shame them.
No,
Never.
never.
Fine. Again, your daughter whipped herself in a prayer closet because she thought it was shameful to want to hold hands with a boy, but fine.
We don't even know what Lydia's into yet. Lydia doesn't even know what she's into yet.
Lydia thinks she's going to hell because she's accidentally saw a magazine cover where two people were kissing.
It's a problem. Yeah. I did like how Barry his reasoning was, well, I think I'll try to pretend to be nice to Kim's boyfriend, Ken, so that Kim can pretend to be nice to my imaginary potential girlfriend in the future. I don't think he should bank on that, though. I don't know if that's going to be a surefire thing.
Well, it depends how you feel feelings are involved. I do feel like he still has some anger and that she didn't want to be with him. And so that's part of why he can't see Ken. That would be very jealousy inducing. Do we think she cares enough about Barry, or is she fine, go have sex with Barry? I don't care.
I think she doesn't care. But at the same time, I think she will get annoyed by this person just because she's a narcissist.
Yeah, especially if they're younger or hotter.
Yes. Yeah, I think it'll be a competition.
If they are very fit, he meets her at the gym, Kim will hate that.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
I think Kim hates a lot of people, too. So it's going to be hard to have a personality that really gels with hers.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is funny, though, that he is just hoping that he can eventually hold this over her head when he finds a lady friend.
While Kim is simultaneously telling us, Barry doesn't talk to me about this. I can't bring up any of this stuff. We can't address it. So, again, shifting the blame to Barry.
Has she tried to talk to him?
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he can't stay awake.
Yeah. I try. He's just constantly passing out because I drugged him. That's his fault. He ate the food that I served. He shouldn't have done that.
She's avoiding the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Delaying it.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe waiting until he's in a dreamlike state so that maybe he'll agree to things that he wouldn't have when he was fully conscious.
Lowered inhibitions. Throwing caution to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
Any other thoughts on this episode? Because that was really everything with the Plaths.
I noticed a B-roll shot outside of the bar with some pride flags, and I was delighted. I felt like that was a FU to Ethan especially, and I was so happy.
I think Ethan was probably confused walking in there.
Yeah.
Where are we? What are we doing here?
I have to be the bartender?
He didn't know what he signed up for. Yeah.
I can't wait to see the whole video.
Oh, when? There's no album. There's no video. If not now, when?
Watch it drop it.
I need to know if there's more choreography than the swaying. That's really what I want to know.
The toe tapping.
Yeah. That's all.
She better get better at dancing because she's going to have to make a lot of music videos and we can't do the same dance all the time.
No, I can't just be swaying unless she thinks that'll be my signature move.
The September song. Isn't there a video for that too where she's outside and I think it's just her twirling a lot in a dress?
Oh, God.
I could be making that up.
Like in a field?
Yes. Yeah. Oh. Isaac helped her make it. It was another very big production. So we have this to look forward to. Was there a video for the circus song?
I think there was a lot of imagery.
They can't afford clown makeup.
Yeah.
Or regular makeup.
A juggler.
The CGI of the flames. Yeah, I don't think.
Somebody on stilts. That's expensive.
Yeah.
You got to check out Lydia's music videos because those are something to see. There's just a lot of images, like stock photos and things that fly by on the screen.
Well, we're going to have...
Is it all Jesus?
I'll send you her. Yeah, it's yes, it's of course. It's of course.
Then we get to explore that next week in next week's episode where she's going to be struggling with the worldly music that they're going to be practicing with the Plath family band getting back together.
Katie, my co-host, grew up pretty religious, and her mom made her write a letter to Amy Grant when she went secular, and to say how disappointed she was.
Oh, wow. Well, we did. I will say,
Corey grew up with the Amy Grant music as well.
I will say, well, yes, and we had Baby played at our wedding. That is a real fact. That was my request. Yeah,
I love it.
But it was a jam. It's a jam. You're gonna tell me it's not? I'm gonna call you a liar because you're lying.
Put that on Lydia's playlist. Next episode. When Ethan's friend takes him out to a bar to meet girls for the first time ever, it's sink or swim when a girl catches his eye. Veronica lets it be known to Micah she's ready for next steps. Olivia brings Lydia Grace and Brendan together, hoping they'll form a bond, but Lydia Grace has her concerns.
Is it going to be cups or swords, you think, for for that interaction?
How about the carrot size of the ring that Veronica is going to request?
Oh, wow.
No less than 5 is what I'm going with.
I don't know things about that, but that sounds like a lot.
Just giant.
She wants to sink to the bottom. Yeah.
If she falls over,
if she falls overboard,
RMS Mumspringa
at Kim's boat, she wants to go to the bottom.
I'm most excited for Lydia's, not Grace, being very uncomfortable with the kind of music that she's going to be expected to sing in the Plath family band.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the lyrics because I'm sure they're benign and there's nothing
be
bad about them.
Love is great, love is peace, and then Lydia will be like, and Jesus.
But love is Jesus.
She'll just be doing background, just singing about Jesus.
It's not like, they're going to jump up there and start playing Uptown Funk or something. Right. So it's like, calm down, Lydia. It's going to be okay. We'll get through it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Kimberly. Do you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
I have a podcast, A Date with Dateline, and you can follow us on Dateline. And we have a second podcast, A Date with the Bake, that is about Great British Bake Off that I think is coming back. We haven't discussed it yet, but maybe we'll come back. Who knows? That's our little baby podcast. But mostly A Date with Dateline.
Awesome. I feel like we would have to jump on a bake.
Yes.
With you because we've never recapped A Great British Bake Off, but we watch all of them.
Yes.
Every single one.
Come on.
Every iteration. We love it. So
that's
we'll
a
have
guilty
to do something.
pleasure.
We love it.
We like save them up. We don't watch them week by week. That way we can just like binge watch them in chunks.
Yes. We have people that watch like the second it drops, and we have people in England and it drops like 3 days early in England. So there's always like trying to avoid spoilers for those 3 days. Like, don't go on Instagram. Like, we take it we have competitions going on. Like, we have a roster and you don't want your team to fail. My team always fails, but it's still fun. Yeah. There's like
I love it. You have like a draft situation.
Yeah, like fantasy. Yeah. Oh wow, fantasy bake. That is great. I think. Well, Carly, you did a bachelor. Was it bachelor or bachelorette draft?
I think it was a bachelorette draft.
Oh, that's
fun. It was a long time ago.
Oh no, it was bachelor because I think you were drafting the potential ladies, and then it was like however far they get.
That's fun.
There was points that you would get for those, like based on
I was
your
in a
team.
celebrity reality like league once. It was on this online website, and like you get points if your person is on the cover of People or the cover of Us Weekly, if they get married, if they have a baby. The only time you get negative points are if they go to rehab or like have a DUI. But everything else is good. And then you get points for how many times you're in the magazines and stuff. And someone is counting and doing all this stuff for you, the counting. Yeah.
I love it.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's very fun.
All of ours would be negative stats, though. Like, there's so many people. Oh, goodness.
This was so much fun. Thank you for having me. I'm very excited. I haven't been on since we talked about Sister Wives a long time ago.
The anthropologist visit.
Yeah, like one of the most classic episodes of Sister Wives ever.
Yeah.
I think that was like back, and I was trying to be very polite about like plural marriage because I didn't want to offend anyone. And so I think I was too positive about your situation.
Much like some others on the show.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you again. This was so much fun.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Hi, this is Paige from Giggly Squad, and I want to talk to you about Splash Refresher and my water intake. Okay, so you guys obviously know that I'm a hydrated girly, but sometimes when you drink that much water, it starts to just taste bland, and you're just like, I need something to spice it up. That's why I love Splash Refresher. It has 0 sugar, 0 calories, and it's a splash of sweetness. And they come in 5 different flavors. They're so good. Wild berry, acai grape, pineapple mango, lemon, and mandarin orange. My favorite is the wild berry because I just love a berry. So if you're like me and you're drinking water all day, then try Splash Refresher. It's going to absolutely change your water game, and it's good for you.
Hey, it's Mark Marin from WTF here to let you know that this podcast is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. And I'm sure the reason you're listening to this podcast right now is because you chose it. Well, choose Progressive's Name Your Price tool, and you could find insurance options that fit your budget, so you can pick the best one for your situation. Who doesn't like choice? Try it at Progressive.com. And now, some legal info. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Get ready for an unforgettable experience at the U.S. Border Collie Handlers Association's National Sheepdog Finals. From September 30th to October 6th, Belgrove Plantation hosts the 2024 American Championship right here in our own backyard. Witness top handlers and their skilled dogs in a breathtaking display of teamwork and precision. Bring the whole family for fun, food, and spectacular entertainment. Tickets are selling fast. Get your tickets now, including discounts on 3-day and week-long passes. Visit belgrove.org for your tickets today.